Right, okay, hopefully we should get it done in this video. Yep. Okay, so you've got that bit there, the windpipe, I think we call it trachea. It then splits up into, oh no, okay. This is the left and right bronchus. And then you've got the smaller ones, bronchioles. And I can't quite figure this out. I don't know whether they're saying that that is an alveoli or alveolus. Right, so what they've said is that's the trachea, that's the bronchus, and these finer ones, they've labeled them as bronchioles, and then they've not shown the little sacs. Okay, so A will be trachea, then you've got bronchus or bronchi, and then you've got bronchioles or bronchiole. So it starts from a big one, it splits up into small ones, and then you've got they split up into smaller ones, and those are the bronchioles. So trachea, bronchus, bronchioles. Right. Why is the lung structure sometimes referred to as a tree? Because it looks like branches, doesn't it? It branches out. That's a weird question, but anyway, let's continue on. Describe how ventilation of the lungs occurs when a person breathes in. Okay, people mix ventilation is not the same as respiration. Respiration is the chemical reactions taking place in cells. Ventilation is when you breathe in and out. So when you breathe in, so that's your diaphragm. That's your thorax. These are your ribs or costals. These are your intercostal muscles. Those are external costal muscles. You have a right. You have one lung here, one lung there. You then have a membrane, like a bag, keeping everything in. Right, that's how we can look at it. So what happens is, no, let's use a different color. So what happens is the diaphragm relaxes and flattens. So diaphragm relaxes and flattens, becomes more flat, so it ends up like this. What happens next? The diaphragm relaxes and flattens. The volume increases in the lungs, thorax cavity, and the pressure decreases. Right, so that's that done. Right, Now we said that those are the ribs or costals, and you've got two sets of muscles. These are called the external intercostal muscles. Right, you've got muscles here. These are called internal intercostal muscles. So I'm going to use that as a shorthand, but you're not allowed to do that. So the external intercostal muscles contract, and the internal intercostal muscles relax. And what does that do? Right, 1 second. Pulling up the rib cage. And what does that do? This increases the volume and decreases the pressure further. Decreases pressure. So there's two things that have happened. So look, that's contracted, that's relaxed, so the whole rib cage is moved up. So now you've got extra volume here. You've got extra volume here. That's decreased the pressure. So now you have low pressure here and high pressure outside. So air is going to move from high to low to be even. So what happens here? The air moves from high pressure to low pressure. Yeah, from high pressure to low pressure into the lungs. So then you've just breathed in. So there's a lot going on here. So the diaphragm relaxes and flattens. This has two effects. The volume increases, the pressure decreases. The external intercostal muscles contract and the internal intercostal muscles relax, pulling the rib cage up. This again increases the volume and decreases the pressure. So now you have low pressure inside and high pressure outside. So the air moves from high pressure outside to low pressure into the lungs. Right, let's keep moving on. Smoking cigarettes inside public buildings has been banned. Why have they banned it? Because it contains carcinogens, and when smokers breathe out smoke. Oh my god, look at the writing on that. Right, let's start that again. Smokers breathe out smoke. Non-smokers working or in the same environment breathe in smoke. This is passive smoking, and end up with cancer, or you can end up with lung disease such as emphysema through no fault of their own. What they've also said is, so that means that there's less oxygen because the carbon monoxide attaches to the hemoglobin. Non-smokers breathe in smoke, and this is called, we'll actually write that in, it's passive smoking. And it's very dangerous. You're not smoking, but you're getting the side effects, the negative side effects of it. Why are children at risk? It's because their lungs are still developing, are still growing, still developing. Right, let's go. 11. Right. So you have oxygen coming in. This here is your alveoli or alveolus, and this here is your capillary. So this is the blood. These are the red blood cells. And if you notice, there's just one cell. They're just one cell thick. That means that diffusion of oxygen into the blood is easier, and diffusion of carbon dioxide out of the blood into the alveoli is more efficient. You've also got flowing blood, so I'm talking through all this. You've got flowing blood which maintains the concentration gradient. So explain with reference to features shown in the diagram how lung tissue enables efficient gas exchange. Right. Okay. Let's try to write this down. So you have the alveoli increase the surface area of the lungs for more efficient gas exchange. Right. The alveoli is a single cell thick, one cell thick, and the capillary is one cell thick. This means there is a short diffusion pathway or diffusion distance. Right. You've got the blood flow in the capillary maintains the concentration gradient. So then diffusion continues. Right, so what does that mean? So what you've got is, let's just say you've got, this is carbon dioxide. okay, let's just use this as oxygen. So this is oxygen in the blood. Let's say if it's not flowing, you've got oxygen coming, there's loads of oxygen with the breath that you've just taken in. So what's going to happen, there's more oxygen here and less here, so the diffusion is going to take place in this direction. So let's just say that goes in, that goes in, that goes in, that goes in. So now what's happened is, let me get this, that's disappeared, that's disappeared, that's disappeared, that's disappeared. Right, so now what you've got is you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outside. Oh, you've got 5 outside, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 inside. So now diffusion is going to stop taking place. Even if you breathe in again, the concentration gradient's the same, so there's going to be no diffusion or little diffusion. Now, as the blood is flowing, blood with low oxygen levels coming in, and the one that's got more oxygen is moving out. So what happens is the stuff that's moved in goes. So now you've got the concentration gradient again. So whoop, I don't want to do that. So now diffusion continues. So that's what that means there. So, and also, do you know the inside here is moist. The alveoli is moist to allow gases to dissolve and diffuse into the blood. That will cover your 4 marks. Right, okay. Let's see if we can move on. Explain how the structure of a leaf is adapted for gas exchange. Whoa, where did that come in? Right, okay, it's gas exchange, but it's to do with the leaf, no problem. So, right, first of all, the leaf is flat and has a large surface area. That means that there's more diffusion taking place. Secondly, it is thin to make sure so the diffusion pathway or distance is short, so there's more diffusion that can take place. You also have stomata that holes, those are pores at the bottom of the leaf that open to allow let's just say CO2 in, oxygen and water vapor out. You also have the spongy mesophyll layer. Mesophyll, I think it's double L. Spongy mesophyll layer that has air gaps and is moist. Right, that should cover the 4 marks. Yeah, that's done it. Okay, let's have a look. You've got question. No, I think this needs another. I think this needs another video, otherwise it will become rushed. Right, okay, we'll do another video to finish this off.